Assalamualaikum. The Exchange is a sequel to The Firm. 15 years after escaping the clutches of the Bandini law firm, Mitch McGear was a partner at a big law firm, Scully & Pershing, in New York. I won't tell you how he ended up there. You'll discover it yourself. Lucas Androni, a senior partner, asked Mitch to take over a Turkish client. The client was Lanak, a construction company that was suing the Libyan government for its refusal to pay after they finished the construction of a bridge. Giovanna, Lucas' daughter, was an associate at the same firm. He asked Mitch to take her under his wing and work with her on the case. Luca asked Mitch and Giovanna to go to Libya and take a look at the bridge as part of the preparation for the case. Mitch did not think it was necessary, but agreed to go. Preparations were made for the trip to Libya and a visit to the bridge. Apparently, because Libya was ruled by Colonel Gaddafi, a dictator, a permit was required to travel to the bridge. They also needed a security team because Libya was lawless. They arrived in Libya, but the evening before they were supposed to visit the bridge, Mitch got severe food poisoning and was hospitalized. He wanted to reschedule the visit, but that would require applying for another permit and cause much delay. So Giovanna decided to proceed with the rest of the team. They were ambushed and Giovanna was taken captive. No one claims responsibility for the kidnapping. No one knew which rebel group took her, but they sent clear messages about how ruthless they were. Mitch, Luca, and the firm expected a ransom demand and waited for someone to contact them, but weeks passed. Eventually, the person they contacted was Abby, Mitch's wife. They showed evidence that they had been watching his family. The ransom was $100 million, non-negotiable. The firm did not have that much money, so they had to raise it through other means. Giovanna had dual nationalities, British and Italian. Both governments said that their policy was to not negotiate with terrorists. About half the book is about how they were scrambling to meet the deadline and raise the ransom money. I'm not a lawyer, but I thought it was odd that Mitch and Giovanna had to travel to Libya to look at the bridge to prepare for their case. They had tons of documentation that supported their client's claim. I don't see how looking at the bridge would add useful information. But then again, what better place to set a kidnapping scene by a terrorist group than in a supposedly backward, lawless country ruled by a dictator? The stereotyping in this novel is just boring and unimaginative. Toward the end of this book, Stephen asked Mitch if he had wondered about how much misery the terrorists would create using the ransom money. Mitch replied that more people would be terrorized and killed. I find that ironic and so typically American. Americans believe they are the heroes and colored people are always the bad guys. In reality, the US government has been funding terrorist groups for decades. That is all I'm going to say without going on a geopolitics rant about how the US has meddled in other countries, causing unrest and wars. Grisham should do better. Daily Mail said that this novel leaves the reader gasping for breath. The Independent says Grisham's fan will devour it. The plot and pace are furious. Nope, I wasn't grasping for breath. The pace was not furious. If The Firm is rated 5 stars, I'll give this one only 3 stars. It's definitely not among Grisham's best work, but if you still want to read it, you can get it using the link in the description. If you like listening to me babbling about books, please subscribe and turn on notification. Thank you.